yeah, what inspired you to get into the project, and what experience do you have in like Web 3.0 and DeFi?
All right. Well, basically, what inspires me is the same as you guys. I mean, I've been investing a lot into projects and everything, and well, I believe I have a good understanding of tokenomics, and when projects do something dumb, I get frustrated, and I get frustrated to the point that I said I need to do something about it. And that's where I start this whole crazy idea. Basically, that's from where everything start from. So I start gathering a team. I'm not a dev, but I gather a team of devs. Actually, our dev is the same developer that made Game of Risk game. I mean the R2E.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's the same there. Actually, the main guy of the Discord, he gave us his contact information, and well, we're working with him, and it's been great so far. The contracts are being audited by cryptonators right now. I mean, that won't give us like a certic audit certification, but I mean, believe me that going through Kryptonators process to get an AMA, wow, that's very, very hard, very hard. So
Mm-hmm.
they need to
Mm-hmm.
audit you and everything else.
Yeah, I'm familiar with Kryptonaires, and that is very impressive. Yeah, it is very hard, and that's also another bullish indicator. So that's good to hear.
All right, well, thank you for that. And I'm gonna be
The
sharing
next
this.
question I have.
Yeah, tell me.
Okay, the next question, I have a couple of questions that I had written down, so I'm just going to try and cover everything, and like maybe you could answer them, and then I
Sure,
will exit out.
sure.
Um, this is another question: is there a limit on how many NFTs one can get, like a max of 10 in a wallet, or is it just unlimited that you can buy? I know there's the max supply. I forgot what it was. Like I forgot, but is there a limit as to how many NFTs one can get?
Okay, so for us, it's very important community decisions on these ones. Why? Because I mean, we don't want to be the ones that tell you, hey, you know what, there is a 10 NFTs limit, because you can always go around that. You just have three computers at the same moment and three different wallets, and then you go and mine 30 NFTs at once. So that's not very an issue, but still we want to have a community poll on that one. If you guys want to vote on like well holders on NFTs, I mean that can be a thing. I don't think there is a need for that, but there is a poll that we're definitely gonna have, and that's not in the white paper. But if we choose, I mean, if you guys choose for us to have that change, it will make a huge change for Wales, because
Mm-hmm.
basically it will
I
be.
think it could be. I think it could be good as well. But I mean, like it's up to everyone who's going to be. Also, I'm sure there'll be other people in here that are going to speak, and they'll have like opinions and other points of views that will probably help expand on this. But in my perspective, I feel like without the limit, sustainability might be a bit messed up in the sense of like you mentioned the whales. So it's like to limit how much a whale is overly, like how many NFTs they have. I mean, someone having 100 versus other people having 10 or 10 and 5, whenever that person cashes out, like the fluctuations in price, I'm sure, so just things like that. But
Yeah,
that's just my opinion. And like you said, a poll would be great. I'm sure people are going to have different
yeah.
perspectives and opinions on it.
So far, it's just the way it is in the white paper, but this idea can actually, I mean, it, we have a reunion with XC and GRFI, which are our multi-sig. I mean, they've been great, like really great to work with. And they're in a lot of into nodes, so they're in Node Nation and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And well, they start telling me about exactly the same thing that you are telling me. and we were looking for something, and I came up with the idea that what we can do, we have a selling tax of 100%, and please pay a lot of attention. I mean, we're going to explain that later on. I think we're going to make that poll once we are over 4,000 members, so that we really have a lot of people that can make that decision on. Also,
Yes,
the
in
members,
accordance to the NFTs, right? So higher the levels, the less sell tax you're experiencing, and then the lower levels you're paying like 90%
yeah,
tax, right?
that's not selling tax, that's claiming tax.
A
I,
claiming tax. Yes,
Yeah,
yes. My
actually,
mistake.
what I'm talking right now,
Mm-hmm.
I want you guys to pay a lot of attention, because since you're not watching numbers, it's gonna be kind of maybe harder to understand. But basically, it's gonna be like this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you're gonna be able only. I mean, this is if we vote yes to this. All right. Let me put myself on silence. Sorry for that. Okay. So if you have an NFT, you're gonna be able to sell only 100 hodl. That is if we vote yes. Remember, I'm not saying that's how it's gonna be. You're gonna be able to sell only 100 hodl with the
Per day.
10% tax a day.
Okay.
So we're gonna have 24 hours epochs where you can only have that a day, around 100 whole that you can sell. That way, wells will get punished if they want to sell more. What will happen if they want to sell more than 100? They will be charged 50% tax. If they want to make another batch of 100, then they get a 20% tax, then another batch of 100, then a 30% tax, another batch of 100, then
Mm-hmm.
40% tax, and on top of that, even if they sell, I don't know, 10 hodl, they were gonna get a 50 percent tax. But for that to happen, there have to be something else. Um, we were thinking about it, and it's very easy to go around that, because you mine all those NFTs, and then you send it to different wallets, and there you go. You can sell 100 hodl by NFT every day. So
I'm sure there's methods in which you can probably. I don't know what the coding process would be like, but I'm sure there's methods you can do to like limit that from happening. Because I'm sure other projects like Red Dyke Node, they have the same. They have uh, they have things that they have in their contracts against sending to other wallets. So I'm sure
so
there's things you guys could do as workarounds.
basically that will be what will have to happen if we
Mm-hmm.
vote for this, and which I believe that we have very smart people within our community so far. I believe that we're gonna have that vote, and most of you guys are gonna vote yes. Then the NFTs won't be transferable, so there won't be a chance to sell those at the second market, at least until we completely claim everything, like unless we're at max supply already.
Mm-hmm.
Then we may activate again the transferring function on the NFTs. But for that measure, the tax for wealth to happen, it has to be without transferring NFTs. And with that in mind, we don't want to scare traders, right? And if we do that, I mean, no one is gonna want to go and put $20,000 in a token and then don't be able to sell, because they're gonna have a 50% tax. So that tax will only work on wallets that are holding our NFTs.
Okay.
So the wallets that aren't holding our NFTs, they will only get the 10% tax. That's the
Understood.
poll that we're gonna vote on.
Okay. I'll see maybe towards the end. I'll come in with a few other questions. I don't want to take up the time for other people that want to ask questions.
Yeah,
But yeah, very informative, and it sounds like you guys have really thought it out. Very calculated, the game theory aspect, and I like the fact that it's like teaching people, like the people that hold for longer, the ones that are going to succeed versus the ones that are selling quicker. So that whole aspect of becoming a successful investor, I like that aspect. Very good game theory and good job overly.
Thank you very much. I mean, I spent a lot of time, like a lot of times with the tokenomics. Also, Master Holder helped a lot, and Jive and Robert, and then XC and JR5. I mean, this was a huge deal making these tokenomics. I mean, I was kind of upset when Maverick started asking the token. Price and everything because I just realized that these guys didn't put that on the paperwork. I mean, my first language is in English, as you can tell. My first language is Spanish. So the way I wrote the white paper uh, didn't look as professional as it looks now, but it was
Hmm.
complete. So right
Yeah,
now, right
understandable.
now it
Yeah,
looks
so
very well written, but it is not complete. I mean, and that have me even more bullish on it because even if it's not complete, you guys really like it, so I'm glad about it.
yeah, dude, no, you're killing it. You're killing it. Yeah,
Er,
honestly, it's like super good. And then the KYC thing that you mentioned, I know you're doing a poll for the KYCs. Obsidian is a really good KYC company. It's new. The guy who's running it, Jesse Eckel, he's like very well known in the space, and I think that would be a good company to do because because you guys are new and you're just starting out. If you do a KYC with someone that's and he's starting up the company as well, so someone that's like trusted. I think that would be a very good company to KYC with. I know there's Surtech and a few other companies, but those ones are being used by so many projects that are starting up right now because there's so many projects starting up right now. So I just figured that Obsidian would probably be a good one. I'm sure you'll do more research, but in the end, it's all about making the people that are investing into the project feel secure about where we're putting our money in, and things like this will go a long way as well.
yes, I really believe that there should be at some point a KYC company that I know whenever a project rocks, they should reveal faces and IDs and everything about that person. And the person that asked for that KYC NFT, I mean, they should sign that they agree with that, because it's about giving investors certainty. And I mean, I would love to find a company who do that. I don't get doxed just by because I only one reason because where I live, you don't want people to know you're doing good because extortions and kidnapping and stuff like that. So basically,
Understandable. Yeah.
yeah, that's my main reason. I don't want to be doxxed. If I live in Europe, I'll be doxxed without a without a single doubt.
Totally understandable, man. Let me leave the stage to other people to also speak. And thank you so much, dude.
Yeah, thank you very much. I also I'm going to share. Please don't leave. I'm going to share
Yeah,
you the first white paper, the one that I did at first, so that you guys can know what is missing. And I hope that in the next 48 hours it will be complete somehow. I'm gonna be working on that. Maybe if these guys, the guys that work like with the professional written language maybe if they don't want to finish the job, some parts of the document won't be written that nice, but it will be complete. It will be complete.
totally. Yeah, I'll be here for it. Like I'm on here.
All right. Okay. So
Yeah.
anyone else right now before I go and share screen? Maverick, I know you want to add something. Where are you?
I'm in here. No, I'm ready to look at the screen. I will say that I'm a plus one for House of Obsidian as far as KYC. They offer a few different packages. They just did the Sphere package before their launch, and it was exceptional. So when that does come to vote, that I'm definitely on board with Obsidian.
All right. That's good. I didn't even know that company. I so far I was thinking. I mean, I got mentioned. I mean, before I put that in Discord, I got mentioned Azure DeFi, um, Solidity, or Solida, something like that. Also, I think that James Pelton does KYC to people. So those were the three that I knew, but now I know that Certic also does KYC, and this new one I haven't ever heard of that. But I'm glad that two smart people, because I mean the questions that you two have made, I mean they're very smart. So I'm glad that two smart people are recommending the same KYC company. I'm gonna look into that one tomorrow, no later than that. So you're waiting to see my screen before you ask more questions. Anyone else
Yeah.
before I share screen? No one. Okay, I'll go on and share the screen. Okay, so please tell me if you can see my screen. Just double click on my thing.
Yes, can see.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the wrong thing that looks nice, and this is the right thing that looks wrong. So this is the white paper I made. Um, I don't know if any of you were in the AMA with Tribal yesterday with Playable. I really it was so funny because he mentioned the 10,000 BTC thing with the pizza guy, and I mentioned that in the white paper. These people, they thought that wasn't necessary, so they took it away. But anyway, just one thing that I wanted to mention. Anyway, I'm gonna go on and read like the first things that I really believe that had to be mentioned. So the usual R2E problems. First than anything, one is an R2E. An R2E for me is it's I mean they were like the first people that had the idea. I think there was the wolf game or police and thief or the chicken game. One of those three I think was the first ones. I think that just because they have this funny story going on, they wanted to, everyone was coming up with a new name, notes as a service and farm as a service. So everyone was coming out with new fantastic names of whatever they were doing. So I think they came out with this one because they wanted to look like play to earn, but since they knew that people weren't really playing anything, they put it just risk to earn. But I believe risk to earns are just nodes uh, with different functions, But basically, for me, R2E are just nodes. I mean, you don't play anything. For me, a game is where you go and buy something on the store, and then you go and attack a village, and then if you win, you gain tokens and stuff like that. Other than that, that's not a game. Here, this is a project where you buy NFTs, you stake them, and then you get rewards for that. That's a node, like in it. That's what it is for me. So far, since R2 is systems, uh, they're very highly inflationary. Basically, a huge amount of tokens can be claimed every day by staking your NFTs. If you're lucky, usually early, and usually if you're early, it takes between 2 and 2.5 days to get your investment back, and after that, you're on profit. Basically, for me, I mean, this is what everyone wants to hear. This is like making a Ponzi scheme. Like, I'm not gonna be doxxed, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm from Colombia. So in Colombia, oh boy, I don't know if it's because of narco traffic or whatever, but people love making money fast. And how many scams have we gotten? How many scams? Because I mean, same thing, just with a different name, and we go there and do it, and it's a Ponzi scheme, and it's so clear to see it. But someone is, I just heard someone's mic. If you guys can mute your microphone unless you want to talk.
Oh, I know why. Just
Uh,
put that into.
but I think it's you.
That shouldn't have. I should be able to turn it off too.
I'm gonna mute you, right? Okay, I mute him. Anyway, so as I was saying, basically I think that's wrong because you're just telling people what they want to hear, that they're gonna make a lot of money very quick, and that's not true. So we're not that kind of project, and we're not gonna do that. So these are the problems that we found and how we plan to solution to give solution to those problems. First, huge amount of tokens being printed every day out of nowhere. So basically, for that, our solution is our NFTs have 22,000 hodlers that can claim. So not eternally mining. That's a very important one. And I know so far you haven't seen that anywhere else because I haven't. Maybe you do, I don't know, but I haven't seen that. They don't have a max supply. Where basically for what we just, I mean, I just mentioned that. We have an initial supply of 2,800,000 hodl. This number, this number, I got it by multiplying 20K times 22,000 plus 2,800,000. But today I was thinking about it and it's wrong. But it's wrong for good. It has to be less than this. Why? Because the amount that you can claim, you can claim 22,000 tokens per NFT. But holders, they claim only 40 tokens from the black hole. So they're only mining 40 tokens each day. Everything else that they claim, it comes from PaperHands. So whenever we reach the point where everyone claim 22,000, there should be a number much smaller than this one, but there isn't a way to tell you the exact number because it will depend on how many people upgrade their paper hands to holder and everything. So, but that's good news. The max supply is gonna be smaller than this one. That I mean that was a new for me today. I was thinking about it. I was like, wait, that's not the max supply. This will be the max supply, and I put it in Discord. Worst case scenario here in the fact, I put it here. Here, worst case scenario, and really it's worst case scenario because I mean that cannot even happen. It's that easy. That cannot happen. We cannot reach that because in generation zero, we're getting 5% tokens on the other one. So that cannot happen. So another problem, and if you guys have been in R2E projects, this is very important. So failing at selling Gen Zero at launch. Have you had any of those? Like well, I don't want to mention that project's name, so I'm gonna mention another one. Game of Risk. Any of you guys were on the Game of Risk one? Well, I will assume.
Yes.
No, I'm familiar
Yeah.
with it.
Okay, someone was there. They didn't mind the whole thing. There are some reasons for it. I'm gonna go and cover them. But what happened is this happened because they give too much time for whitelist people to mine cheaper. So they really want to mine the whole thing to get the whole thing mined. So they give like 24 hours to whitelisted people to mine. So that no whitelist is gonna miss that chance. I think that's a like massive mistake because you're losing FOMO when you do that. So whitelist people want to get, the R2s always have normal and rarest NFTs. So what whitelist want, they want the rarest one. So if you give them, that's another thing. I've seen projects that give 15 whitelist spots for every whitelist people. That's so wrong. I mean, yeah, you may say, buddy, you have 1,000 wireless spots. Yes, but each one of them can can mine only two NFTs at whitelist price. So that's a lot different. So what they do, I mean, I was in a project where I was able to mine 15. Actually, I think it was, I don't remember the project now, but I did it. I minted those. I got like two rare ones, and then I sold the other ones cheaper, and then I minted again after the whitelist time was over, and then I got more rare ones, and then I sold the other ones cheaper, and then I got profit. But I didn't get profit by staking my NFTs in the project. I got profit by selling them to people cheaper and then selling the other ones a bit expensive. That's how people do it. So what happened with that? If you know that you're only getting very few chances of getting a rare NFT, why in the world? Why is people start selling NFTs cheaper than what they got them from, cheaper than whitelist price? So why in the world you're going to mine NFT that it costs you 1.5 AVAX when you can get it at 1 AVAX on NFTrade? It doesn't make any sense. So at that point, the Gen Zero mining dies, and they die like they sell like 10%, and that's it. And that happened to Game of Risk game. So anywhere, what are our solutions for that? So we have four measures, and I'm so mad they didn't put this in the white paper as well. I mean, I wasn't mad about the what Maverick asked about the price because that's something easy to put. But I mean, this was important. So whitelist will only, well, they put this one. Whitelist will only have 10 minutes to mine at their special price. So if you're whitelisted, you have to do it, and you have to do it quick. Oh, because if you don't do it, after you, then public are getting the same price until they mine the 2000 NFTs, the first 2000 NFTs. So that way we're gonna have even whitelists are gonna be FOMO into getting their NFTs very fast. So the next solution that we have is NFTs won't be revealed, and that has been going on in other projects. But I got it from a project. I don't know if any of you knew that chat versus scammers. No? Okay. Well, I will tell you
No.
about it. Yeah, any of you know? Okay. Well, they have a bug on their NFTs
I did.
that didn't allow people to know what they have at launch, but it was a bug. So I mean,
Getting your Bobby McFerrin on.
didn't mean to do that, and their NFTs got minted so fast, and they were being sold expensier than minting price at Generation Zero. And I was like, wow, what happened here? I mean, the game hadn't already started, and their NFTs were selling expensive just because nobody knew what they have, and they took like, I don't know, like 20 hours to fix that before starting the game. But their NFTs kept on selling and selling and selling all over the place.
You got
So,
to protect you, dear.
pardon me. I just listened that we got to protect. Hello.
I mean,
Holders, can we back up to that tokens
yeah,
page that you were on before you got into the NFTs?
you can't survive
Sorry.
Okay,
So
so
someone else is
here's
speaking.
where
reading about stuff like
I
that,
think that's
especially when it comes to
Maverick?
kids.
that's Huss that has his mic on.
You know, people outside of them shouldn't get half the time your kids get, and you know what I'm saying. Think about that. If you want to make sure you
No.
limiting your
Yeah, it's us.
kids,
Wait.
It's so,
There you go. There you go, Maverick.
okay, Huss, your mic's on.
Yeah, I just put him off. Anyway,
Okay.
go back and say that to me.
Okay, so the issue I have with the token thing that's confusing to me is that if you're using the number of NFTs times the amount of HODL each NFT can produce to come up with your max supply of HODL tokens.
Yes.
Can you guys hear me right now?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
we can hear you.
yeah. I'm listening what
You
you're
have the
saying.
same volume as the guy's
Okay.
TV.
Just making sure.
Just following your
So
idea.
this doesn't take into account for people just buying HODL straight from, Trader Joe or whatever decks that they're using.
Yeah, but when you buy HODL, you don't change the supply.
How do you not? Right, but so when you're talking about you took the number of NFTs times the 22,000 that each can make,
Yeah.
so the each NFT or node can make 22,000 HODL.
No, it should claim. Remember that, not made.
Right.
That's where I made the mistake at calculating that. When
So,
I did the same. I thought about made, but that's the wrong one.
but on top of that, like let's say I don't have an NFT and I
Yeah,
wait until the project launches
yeah,
and I just go straight to the DEX and I want to just buy, say, 50,000 HODL.
yeah.
That's also coming out of that max supply, right?
No, I mean, it's coming out from the initial supply. You cannot buy something that doesn't exist. I mean, when you go to Trader Joe, you don't mine tokens when you buy them, you know? That's something that is already pulled.
So I won't be able to go to the DEX and just buy the token straight.
Yeah, you can buy them, but what you're saying, I think you maybe, I mean, you know, you're a very, I know you're a very smart guy, but maybe I think you don't really understand how liquidity pools works. I mean,
Right. I'm just looking at the max supply is what I'm looking at.
yeah,
I mean,
but
because there may be people that decide not to go with the NFTs and they're just they're wanting to play the price of the token itself.
yeah, and they can do that, and they can just go and buy it. But when they buy it, they don't increase the supply. They just play with supply and demand. Yeah, supply and demand, and price goes up and down. But the supply doesn't change by their transactions. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
But
that
it
doesn't
could,
affect supply at all.
okay. And that's what I was wondering because, I'm looking at the white paper here and I'm thinking, in addition to me owning a couple of these NFTs, I'm probably going to buy some HODL at launch
Me too.
and put it in the HODL vault.
Well, we're in the same channel there.
Okay.
Yeah, but remember, it doesn't matter how much you buy. If you get also remember one thing. You may think, okay, I want to buy 500,000 hodl, yeah, and you may think that you're gonna get $0.075 on that, and that's a lie, because how algorithm works for market price, since we have, I mean, we're not a token with a 40 million market cap. When you go
Right.
and buy that, your final price, and if you ever do that, if you see the price that you are supposedly buying in Dex Screener, and then you see your transaction, and you go and you see your price, your last price is not the one that you got in.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah. I'm full. Yeah. I've had that happen a lot.
so that
And I'm not
basically that's
talking
what happened.
about the price necessarily. I'm talking more just about so there is going to be a possibility though that you have 10,000 NFTs out there that could be claiming 22,000 total, and you'll also have some people that rather than rather than using the NFTs to generate it, they're just buying it and they're possibly putting it in the vault, which will be paying them rewards. Only one of the vaults will be holdable, but yeah, I just wanted to bring that up as far as the tokenomics.
Yeah, but don't worry. I mean, when people buy tokens, that doesn't affect the supply at all.
Okay.
The only things there are only two things that affect supply: mining and burning. That's it. Nothing else
Okay.
affects supply. Okay,
All
so
right. Got it.
okay. And remember, the good thing, this number is wrong. And I'm glad to accept that I'm wrong about it because it's smaller. And if the number is smaller, then we have a better tokenomic. And I cannot tell you what the max supply will be because it will depend on people's decisions on how they choose to do this project. It will completely depend on people's decisions. So that's really exciting, and I know it's gonna be, I don't know, maybe 300 million. I don't know how much it's gonna be, and that's interesting. And in maybe in 9 months we're gonna know what's the max supply. All right. So where was I? So the measures, the 10 minutes for the whitelist, yeah, that was clear. Now NFTs won't be revealed. I told you where I got that idea from. Now some projects have made it, and believe me, after those, before those projects made that, I had this paper done. So I had that before. You know, strong Spartans, they didn't reveal their tokens. If any of you were watching, uh, when it says not reveal or unrevealed yet, their price was like at 5 AVEX, the floor. As soon as they reveal it, then the price went down. But that's a really good strategy. I mean, at first I thought about it because another project mistake, but then I saw another two projects that did it on purpose, and it works. Like Pizza Game, I don't know if they did it on purpose or not, but their NFTs, some of them really got updated really fast, and some other uh, didn't reveal right away, and the ones that didn't reveal right away were selling expensier than the ones that you already knew what you got, you know. So next thing, there is remember we're talking about things that will make us mind the whole thing. Why we need that? Because tokenomics are basing in us minding the whole generation zero. So there is only a chance of getting holders NFT in generation zero. That is very important because you want to get a holder. Everyone will want to get a holder without paying 2,000 hodl for that. So you want to have that chance. So if you want the chance, you're gonna have to mine generation zero, because in generation 1 to 5 you won't get a single chance of mining a holder. You're only getting paper hands, and that is very important. But also, if you guys have played another R2E games or projects, not games, they have this measure which I hate. You try mining with their token, and then you have a 50% chances that your, oh no, 10% chance that your NFT is gonna be stolen. And that have happened to me like, I don't know, like 10 times. And that's frustrating because you're just wasting $100 and giving it to someone else. That's not happening in this project. Generation 1 to 5, they know exactly what they're gonna get. And these are the prices for generation 1 to 5. That was already in the white paper. Everything that got selling here, usually what projects do, they send that they burn those tokens. We're not burning. Um, and that idea came from Robert. Robert is one of our tokenomic advisors. That was a great idea. He asked us I mean, he asked me to think that we should have a locked treasury instead of burning tokens. So when I thought about it, I mean, it made so much sense. Why? Let's think we have a 1 million supply tokens, right? And we burn 500,000 tokens. The moment we burn those 500,000, we just double the price of the token. So you just make a 2x on everyone's tokens. So you just gave a reason to people for dump your token. So you're giving the power to people. While what we're doing, we're gonna have a locked treasury that is gonna be renounced. It's a contract. It's gonna be renounced, and everything, instead of burning, whenever we have a transaction that usually it will get burned, what we will do is we're gonna send that to the locked treasury. What we will create is a massive holding well. And instead of giving the power to people to dump, what we're making is making it harder to dump our token. Because the most someone is holding, the less the market can move up or down. So that creates more stability on our token. Does that make sense, everyone? Okay. Any
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. All right. So the fourth thing that we're making, the fourth solution is the price of Gen Zero mining will be increasing together with the number of NFTs that have been minted. So it's being minted in batches. I don't know if you guys were on the tavern. They did this. Again, I have this paper, this white paper before. Um, they did this and it works very good. Like the first three batches were mined very fast, and still they got all the other batches mined. I think $130 it's a very good price for an NFT, but still you're gonna be able to have it cheaper if you mine fast. Okay, so that's another thing that's gonna be bringing FOMO. So basically, with these measures, I expect our Gen Zero mining to last no more than 20 minutes. That is what I think. We're gonna be mined out. We're gonna be sold out in less than 20 minutes. That's my expectations, and I believe we're gonna get that. So there is,
Yeah,
yeah. Tell me.
I think that's really attainable because people who are on the whitelist who get a buy in the first 10 minutes, if they want to buy more Gen Zero, they'll be able to buy in the public 10 minutes as well, right?
Yep, yep. That's right. And then people are gonna want to get the $100, and then they wanna get the 110, and then you see that we only left 1,000 tokens for the 130, but still there are gonna be 3,000 NFTs that people will want to mine before paying $10 more for that one.
Yeah,
So I
that's a
think,
similar model to how the Playa 3.0 nodes were set up. You know, the first 1,000 were at
yeah,
this price, and then
yeah. The
each
first,
tier it would get more expensive, and they've done really well.
yeah, they done really well. So I believe we're gonna be mining very, very, very fast. So, but we still have some more measures for in case that doesn't happen. So, when projects don't sell out, there is another problem. Generation Zero, they usually start the game and keep selling Generation Zero. That's wrong. That's really wrong. Like they don't sell out Generation Zero, but people is they're upset. Like, hey, I already invested my money. What I do with this NFT? Come on, buddy, just start the staking so I can at least do something with the NFT. So the admins of this project, I don't know, they don't have a really strong mind, and they start the game, and people start gathering all these tokens that doesn't cost anything at the moment, and for some stupid reason, there is other people that keep on buying these Generation Zero NFTs while they know that there have been like I don't know for 2, 3, or 4 days. That happened with the business game. I don't know if any of you was in that one. They spent like 3 days mining Generation Zero, but they started the game at day one. And of course, as soon as they gave liquidity to the token, all the people that were 2 days before, they dumped the token right away. Right away. Why? Because they knew that that was the smart thing to do. So That's really really bad for the project. So basically, what's our solution for this? With all the measures that we just mentioned, the ones that we have here, this shouldn't happen. But in case that happens, um, still, there will be a max of 48 hours to mine generation zero. So we're gonna have 48 hours for that, which I believe will be 20 minutes, but we're gonna have 48 hours. And if after the 24 hours we don't sell out, what we're gonna do is we're gonna readjust the tokenomics. So we're gonna launch less tokens in the liquidity pool with less money, but the token price will keep being the same. What that will make is for the investors that got their tokens, their NFTs at that price, it will be the same tokenomic, but with a smaller amount of tokens out there. You know what I mean? Because you're getting exactly the same price and exactly the same mechanics. Everything is the same. But again, taking as an example, Game of Risk, which I believe those guys are very, very, very honest. That is why I really wanted to have their developer, because what they did, really, I really respect that. They took all the money that they got from Generation Zero, and they put 70, almost, I think $70,000. They got like $100,000 from it, and they put $70,000 into liquidity pool, and then they put another $25,000 in a vault. So they were left like $5,000 or $10,000 for whatever they spend in the project. They were losing money like crazy over there. They're launching V2. I hope they do better this time. Um, but that happened, and when that happened, I mean, they really had a good heart and they did that, but they messed up in one thing. They gave the liquidity, but with the same amount of tokens that they planned at the beginning. So with that, generation 1 tokens, while generation 0 costed 1.5 AVAX for first investors. But if you didn't mine at first and then you just wanted to buy Throne, which was the name of the token, and mine generation 1, bro, it was like zero point 0.3 AVAX. So it was very, very unfair for first investors. You know what I mean? In this case, what we will do, if this happens, we will reduce tokenomics, we will reduce the amount of tokens released with the liquidity pool, so that if anyone wants to mine generation 1, what they will have to pay is the price of the token, which will be the same, $0.075 times 2,000 hodl on generation 1. That is what we're gonna do. So that is in case we don't sell out, which I believe that's not gonna happen. So another problem, most R2E have only one use case, and then other than that, they keep generating tokens and people keep on dumping them. We have 6 measures for that. The first one is generation 1 to 5 mining. That's every R2E have that one, so we don't have anything to say about that one. But then we have a staking vault of USDC, which you already saw. AVAX vault, and we also have a vault of our own token. Then we also have PaperHands. They can be upgraded to holders, and this is a very good thing because remember that generation 1 to 5, they cannot get holders. So there is only a chance of getting 500 holders at generation 0. Other than that, people are gonna be buying their upgrades, and that is very good because that means token will increase their price. So that is very good for tokenomics. And in our roadmap, we plan to implement a casino, at least blackjack. At least we want to have blackjack on the casino, but we're looking into the legal issues of it. So if there is a lot of complication about it, what we're gonna do, we're gonna try to go on in partnership with a already working on crypto casino, so they can accept a hodl for it. If we're really well known at the moment, then we can go with someone like Rollbit. I hope we can do that. If we're not that big, then I know there are crypto casinos projects all everywhere, starting at any moment. So I know we can get there. Um, and this is very important. The staking vaults. So when are we launching the vaults? That is very important. You have that in the white paper. Actually, do you have any questions about this? Why the times? Anything? No. So I just gonna skip this one because you completely understand why we're launching the first ball 119.5 hours after launch. You don't have any doubt about it. All right. And we will keep on looking for more token usage. Another problem is very little or none at all mechanism to help decrease selling pressure. Well, we have at least 6 mechanisms. The first one is PaperHands need to be staked at least 6 days. I mean 5 days, and then day 6 they can claim 10%. And then the other mechanism are the bolts, which at the moment that we get bigger buying pressure, we launch those bolts with special rewards, which you just told me that you understand this, so I don't really need to go through point 2, 3, and 4. So the guys who made the white paper, they did that right. Also, there is going to be a selling tax, like the normal one that we're going to have. 5% of that is going to be divided into the two pools. So this is very important. Why? Because we want our token to increase. If we really become a community of holders, well, the people are going to see that our token is going higher, and they're going to want to buy our token because it's a good investment. And whenever we get paper hands, or people that just want to get profit out of it, imagine if our token gets a really high price. Imagine someone selling $100,000 in HODL. We're getting $5,000 divided into AVAX pool and USDC pool. So if you're smart enough and we are learn to HODL for the project to be well, we're gonna keep on having passive income all the time without having an inflationary token. That's huge. That's huge. I mean, the vaults will keep on refilling by people trading the token. So that's very huge. But for that, we need to be a community. Like we really need to be together into holding if we want that to happen. Um, then the 2% will go to a buyback. That's also a contract that isn't there, but that's a contract that can only be used to buy tokens. That 50% of those are being sent to the local treasury, and 50% are going to be sent to the hodl vault. And then 1.5% for team and 1.5% for marketing wallet. So we can keep on growing. So very few to none usage of the token at the start of the game. This is related with the first thing, when they don't launch the two things together. For R2E to be at least successful at first, it has to be launched at the same moment as staking and generation 1 mining. If not, there is no usage whatsoever for the token. So the only usage that people get is dumping the token. So that is very important. So that for us, if we don't, if we need to launch the two things together. Otherwise, we won't launch the staking of the tokens before launching the. I mean, they have to be together, both of them. So basically, all of these R2Es, they're Ponzi schemes. I already explained that to you, and I think that this is very well explained in the other thing. So basically, there are so few things that they didn't cover, but they're important things. So well, guys, we've been here an hour exactly. I went through the stuff that these people miss. I'm gonna be fixing that. Let me stop sharing so that you don't get that on your screens. Um, any questions after I mention all of this? Shoot.
One thing that came up during one of our question and answer sessions is, once the NFTs have reached the end of their, production, is there going to be a use for those NFTs?
Okay, so again, what we plan to do is only to have the use for the holders NFTs. Remember, I told you that at that point. But I mean, that's really like maybe in quarter three or four. Once all NFTs are out of claiming tokens, yeah. So once that happens, what we plan to do is whoever have a holder NFT will be able to stake it. We will create another platform, and since I hope that we're gonna be a huge community of holders, and our projects are going to want to come and have AMAs with us, and the condition for that will be for them to give us whitelists. So there have to be a contract where uh, you get a chance of getting those whitelists or those airdrops uh, for the number of holder NFTs that you have staked on that platform. And that's the usage that that's one usage I believe we can give them. And another one is just art. It's making a very nice, let's call it this way. You know, the Ape Yacht Club Society and the Ape whatever society. You know, they have all these Ape clubs that a lot of NFTs that cost a huge amount of money, and I really
Yeah, like the Board Ape Yacht Club and all
yeah,
those.
yeah. So another idea I have is that you can change, like switch your holder NFT for a very special collection that we launch, like very nice one that we launch, so that you can get like the Ape Holding Club collection, like very nice NFTs collection. That's the two ideas that we have in mind.
Sounds great.
All right. Anyone else?
No, just wanted to say thank you for taking the time out the past hour to go through opening up the screen. Um, Not too many people that run projects would take out this much time to explain, and
Don't worry, don't
it's
worry.
worth noting.
I
So
mean, I
thank
really
you.
appreciate your time, guys. I mean, you've been here all the time, so I really appreciate your time. There is one question that I've been asked sometimes: the 1,000 whitelist spots. We believe that the best marketing is people. That's why we're giving the 1,000 whitelist spots. We want you guys to invite more people. This project is gonna be great, but it all depends. Well, it doesn't depend on that, because if we don't get the whole generation zero minded, still we're gonna have the project going. But the best we can have is the whole generation zero minded. And I've seen and I've noticed this in other projects, like in Pizza Game Launch, Elixir Launch, which I know they really did wrong at the end. But at first, when they launch, uh, those projects have between 6 and 10,000 people in their Discord. That's very important. guys, we really, if we want this to work, we really need to work together. And every time that we tweet, you guys need to retweet uh, all of this before we launch, so we create hype, because this is going to be a good project for all of us to make money. And I believe that the people that is here is understanding where are we planning to go. I believe this project can be, I don't know, and uh, sometimes I may sound crazy, but I believe this can be 1 billion market cap token if we do things smartly, because there will be few amount of tokens that are being sold, because people are going to be smart, and there will be staking to get passive income, and there going to be some people selling and buying, and that way the only thing that happens is that token keeps on increasing the price over and over and over and over and over. But that's only if we really get a holding mindset, all of us. That was what a playable guy was saying in his AMA with us as well. So that is very important, that we understand through this game that holding is the key. And by the 6th day, we should have every one of us, we should have understand that, because at the 6th day the price of the token should be very high, because there won't be selling pressure before that. So I
When
want
is
this.
the expected launch date again?
Pardon me.
When is the expected launch date?
Okay, I put first 20th March to 5th of April. Now I changed it to 25th of March to 5th of April, but I believe it's gonna be before 5th of April. That's what I can tell you, that it's gonna be before 5th of April 5th. But I cannot tell you when exactly. We want, our goal is to have between 6,000 and 10,000 members in our Discord. What I was explaining you about those other launches is that, and this is very important, whenever they announce something, they, like, whenever they were getting close to launch, they got, like, right away, they got like 500 reactions on their announcements, and that's when you know the hype is there. So we need to get to that point for us to have an awesome launch, like an awesome launch. So just keep grinding, guys. Keep the rate up, and let's get this project together. I wish I was one of you that just here, just waiting for the token to launch, and that would be great. Not investing my money to see if this project launches successfully, but just waiting and investing on it. I'll be really grateful to be in your position right now.
Maybe we can also do giveaways. I know there's a lot of influencers in the space, but there's specific ones that are more quality. So maybe, introducing the project to people like Dazai Crypto off Twitter or Jiraya. I know giveaways are always pretty big, especially when it comes to marketing, since we're trying to hit that target of like the 6,000 to 10,000, maybe even a bit more. But yeah, those are some of the influencers that I know and respect in the space. Just like the KYC company Obsidian, there are others like Jiraya specifically, Dazai. I'm sure there's others I'm forgetting, but yeah, giveaways do go a long way.
Yeah, we're doing giveaways, like, but wireless giveaways. We don't believe a lot in giving money giveaways. I mean, we did two
No.
today.
Whitelist is what I meant. Yes.
Yeah, we're giving wireless giveaways. We're talking with a project right now, the neighbors. You know that one? No?
Actually, I came across it a couple hours ago. Yes.
Okay, well, we may have a partnership with them. We're gonna start talking with them tomorrow to give whitelist with them. We also did that today with Meta City. Just want you guys to know that if we do that with projects, we're not telling you to invest in those projects. We're just trying to grow our community. When we tell you we believe a project is worth investing, we will tell you directly, do your own research, but I'm telling you, this project I believe is good. Like Playable Token, I really believe that project is good. The other project that we brought the other day in Twitter, I mean, they didn't even retweet us or anything, but Meta Roofy, you go and check that project, check the video that they have on their website. That is huge project, and I believe that's a good project to hold. I'm holding it myself. I'm holding Playable myself. So just keep that in mind. If we do giveaways with other projects, we're not telling you to invest in those projects. We're just doing giveaways with those projects. You go do your own research and choose whether you want to invest or not. Anything else, guys? Anyone?
I had something really quick. If you had the chance to answer,
Yep.
I had a question. Basically, on the white
You're cutting off a lot.
was question is about the liquidity lock for 20 years. Is this subject to open and reopen? And are the devs or anybody else, or basically who has access to the liquidity pool or anything like that, or treasury, or that is connected at all?
The multisig. That's I don't know if you read what I say on the KYC that and on this other matter with the other project that approach us to give whitelist spots not just to our whitelist people but to everyone in our community. I believe that multisig is the most secure thing that you can have. If you have a multisig with people um, that will lose something if the project that they are multisig with rocks or do a honeypot or anything, that's I think that's the safest way for someone to be. Um, so basically, XC and JR5, they are doxed. They are very well known in their community. They're influencers. I mean, they make good money by what they have already accomplished. So they don't want this to go wrong. Why the 20 years? First, we thought 5 years, but basically, why we say 20 years is we want you guys to understand that we know the liquidity pool is not our money. That belongs to you guys. We shouldn't be able to touch that. So that's why we're doing the 20 years lock liquidity pool. Does that answer your question, Murphy?
Uh, yeah, that helps verify some things. With that locked liquidity of 20 years, is that possible to be reopened at all, or is it is permanent lock of 20 years?
Whenever you lock liquidity, is locked, bro.
Okay, that clears it up.
Yeah, even if all the multisig got together and decided, hey, let's unlock that. Whenever it's locked, when you lock it, you lock it in a contract, and the contract says the time, and that's it. There's nothing else to do. It's a smart contract. Anyone else? Okay, well, I think we just covered all. Again, the 1000 whitelist spots, guys, is for the giveaways, is for growing the community, and we're not giving a lot of NFTs for whitelist to mine, only 2 each. So we're not trying to. Maybe some people thought, oh, they want to give 1000 whitelist giveaway, and they will give uh, 10 NFT to each to mine, so they can get minted by. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. All the whitelist will only be able to mine 2000 NFTs. So that's it. That was my last comment. And I'm gonna close the session. I'm gonna give 10 seconds if someone want to say anything else. If not, well, thank you for being here. Love you guys, and let's take this project not to the boom, but way past that. Bye bye. 1 a.m. here, going to sleep.